So I got this diagram here. I've got an interior angle of 7x plus 10, another interior angle of 6x plus 10, and then I've got this angle over here of 150 degrees. So which of these three angles is my exterior angle? 150. It's on the outside of my triangle. So if we're using the formula, D is equal to A plus B, where D is my exterior angle. A and B are my remote interior angles. What are we going to plug in for D? 150. We're going to set it equal to my first remote interior angle. The order does not matter. 6x plus 10 plus 7x plus 10. So there's my A, there's my B. All right. Now we're going to do the same 3 steps that we've been doing for weeks now, feels like, days at least. We're going to combine like terms. Okay. Let's break some steps down here. We got to set up our equation. Combine like terms. Subtract your constant and divide. It's going to be those 4 same steps pretty much every single time. In that order. I'll give you guys a moment to write that down. I know I breezed through that pretty quick, so go ahead and catch up with that. So we've already done step 1. Our equation is set up. Now we have to combine like terms. So on the right side, all these green numbers, what can I combine there? I can combine the 6x and the 7x. Right? 6x plus 7x. What else can I combine? 10 and 10. And my 150 stays where it's at because it's all alone on the left side. So I've just rearranged my terms here. Again, this is not a step that you have to write out when you're working, but I want us to see it in our notes, that the variable terms are going to get added together, and my constant terms are going to get added together. What is 6x plus 7x?
13.
Just 13? 13x. And what is 10 plus 10? 20. With me so far here? Well, can we combine 13x and 20? No, why not? Because they're unlike terms. This has an x and this doesn't. We cannot add those together. 6x and 7x both had an x. We added those together. 10 and 10 both didn't have an x. We added those together. But now, all I can combine this number 20 with is this number 150. But yeah, exactly. Because we're going across this line, right? I got one on the left, one on the right. I've got to subtract my constant over to the left. So I'm going to minus 20 on both sides. What happens to my 20s on the right? They cross out. Yeah, what's 150 minus 20? 130 equals 13x. What did we say my last step 4 was now? Divide. By what? 13. Divide the left by 13. Divide the right by 13. What happens to my 13s on the right? Cross them out, leaving me with x. And how many times does 13 go into 130? 10 times. My answer, x is equal to 10. If you want to switch the order around so x is in front, you can, but you don't have to. Equal signs work both ways. So step 2, we combine like terms. Step 1, we set up the equation. Step 3, we subtracted the constant. Step 4, we divided. Broken down nice and visually, so we can see exactly what we did every step of the way. What questions can I answer about that? There's got to be something. Hopefully. Quick show of thumbs. How is that? How much sense is that making? Is it making a lot of sense? A little bit of sense? No sense? Okay. Good. Let's take a look at another example then. What's up, Ross?
So if the number on the number on the outside is always like the B.
Yes. Whatever number's on the outside is always angle D. It's my exterior angle. Just look back at our original diagram. We got D on the outside. That's my exterior angle. Great question. But are exterior angles not always going to be just a number? That leads us perfectly into our next example. Oops, that doesn't look good. Yeah, 20 degrees on the bottom right. Got 5x plus 10 on the bottom left. And my 8x plus 6 in red, purple, whatever it is. Thank you. That's right. So what's my exterior angle here? What's on the outside of my triangle? 8x plus 6. Even though our diagram looks a little bit different, right? If we turn it to the way that we're used to seeing, it's still on the outside of my triangle, and that is 8x plus 6. So is that my A, B, C, or D? D. So let's do step one. We'll set it up. 8x plus 6 equals 180.
Oh, no.
I gotta add my remote interior angles. What's one of my remote interior angles?
5x plus 10.
5x plus 10 plus, what's my other remote interior angle? 20. So this one's going to give us a little bit more to do because we've got variables on both sides. But that's okay. We know how to do this. What was my step 2 that we wrote up there? Combine like terms. What can I combine here that are like terms? 10 and 20. That gives me 30. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so you can see. So now I've got a variable and a constant on the left, a variable and a constant on the right. We're going to bring our variable to the left, bring our constant to the right. How can I bring my variable term to the left? What do I have to do on both sides? Subtract what? 5x. Not just a 5, it's a 5x. You got to be very careful with that. What is 8x minus 5x? 3x. My 5x is on the right, cross out, leaving me with 30. I'm going to keep everything spaced out so we can see what we're losing each time. What can I do now? Subtract the 6. I brought my variable term to the left. I'm going to bring my constant term to the right by subtracting 6. What is 6 minus 6? Nothing. 0. So I'm left with 3x equals 30 minus 6 gives me 24. Don't look at that 24. It's not there. That's some bootleg whiteout because I ran out of whiteout. So the 24 is right there under the 30 minus 6. What's left to do? There's only one thing, right? Divide by 3. What happens to my 3's right here? They cancel, leaving me with x equals 3 goes into 24 8 times. A little bit more work on that one. Really, it's only one more step, bringing that variable term over to the left. But this is the process that we've grown familiar with, hopefully have grown familiar with. It's our 7 steps to solving an equation. Skipping steps 1 and 2. There's no fraction busting or distributing. Well, we always want to combine like terms. Okay, then we do inverse operations, bringing my variable term to the left, bringing my constant term to the right. Where did we combine like terms? Oh, here. And then dividing by my coefficient. questions can I answer on that second one? Okay, we're gonna do one more, last one. I'm gonna have you guys give this one a shot, see if you can work it out. See if you can walk through this one. Set up your equation. Obviously, first you want to identify what my exterior angle is so that you know to plug that in for D. Set up the equation. Combine any like terms that you have. Do your inverse operations. And divide. Give it a shot. Good. Yeah, consider that. So what can we combine over here?
All of these.
60 minus negative 5. So it's 60 minus 5. Good, good. Yeah.
Yeah, there.
Very close. Very close. What you've got here is plus 5, and in reality it should be minus 5. Yeah, you got it. Very close. Just be careful with that minus. Good, Jackson. Nice. Perfect. You got 4?
Like, I might as well just put
You turned your 5 into a 15.
Free clothes, free showers.
Should be a 5. What'd you get? Good. 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 What?
Yeah, so still you go to jail for it. Think about it. You get free food, free clothes, and free money.
Yes. Not quite yet. We got to combine these first, right? Let's take it one step at a time. So that's fine. Yep, that's the left side. What is 60 minus 5?
If I roll with it.
55. So then we got 13x
Or I might as
plus
well just build a house
55
out
here.
of
What's that?
wood. Not wood.
But
Minecraft.
those guys on mine,
Those Indian guys.
Yes. Now we got, we still have a plus 5 on the left,
Play.
and then this will be plus 55. That 55 will be plus. So then plus 5 equals 55. And then what are you going to do from there?
I'm surprised what they do after they make
What's
the
that?
video.
Yeah, just like
Y'all
that.
actually
That's perfect.
use
Now
it.
what do we do
Y'all
next?
get rid of it? How do they find so For real?
Yeah, what are we gonna subtract?
Do you guys lose your place after going back home?
The 10 is there. We're gonna do the 5. See how 5 is just a number and 55 is just a number? We want to combine the number with the number. We're gonna leave that x alone for now. So subtract 5 from both sides. Got it. Nice. Good. Perfect. You're doing great. Keep it up. And then we get 10x equals. Yep, good. We cross those out. We got a 10x now. Equals. What's 55 minus 5? Perfect. Last step is going to be what? There you go. Absolutely. Great job. Yeah.
Did you have to eat last year?
Yeah, minus 5, you get 55 plus what? 13x.
Yeah.
So right now,
What term did you have it?
nope. Plus 13x. Okay, what do we do next?
You sound wiggly. Kind of miss your day, bro.
Yeah,
I
me
miss
too.
it when I miss it when
Like,
you
it was so funny.
Not quite. We got an x over here and an x over there. We gotta bring those together.
It was actually hella funny though. We'd be arguing at 8 in the morning.
It was more lively.
It was. Now we're just silent. Oh my god.
You gotta stop
We just got spinning for long. I talked to Anthony yesterday. I didn't even realize that Anthony was here. Yeah, Anthony was here. It was such a good fight, bro. Anthony. Oh my god. I'm terrible. Oh yeah. Anthony. First team.
Nice. Perfect.
It is.
The only thing we don't want to do is just good. It looks like we're all on the same page. Let's take a look. What's my real quick? We'll go over this, guys. What's my exterior angle here? 23x plus 5. That's my D. Equals. What's my A? Sure. 13x minus 5. And what's my B? 60. If you flip these around and put 60 first, totally fine. As long as you combine your like terms correctly, you'll get the same answer. Speaking of combining like terms, what can we combine here? Negative 5 and 60. What does that make?
55.
55. Everything else stays the same. 13x plus 55 equals 23x plus 5. We've got a variable and a constant on the left, a variable and a constant on the right. What now? We could subtract the 13x. You could also subtract the 5 first. The order doesn't matter. I'm going to do variable first. Good. What's 23x minus 13x? 10x. Drop down the 55. What do I do now? Subtract our 5 over. Okay. Equals what? 50. And what's my last step? Step 4? Divide by 10 on both sides. How many times does 10 go into 50? 5 times. And there's my answer. X is equal to 5. Just like always, if we wanted to find the actual measure of the angle, we could plug 5 back in for x, but we don't have to do that. All we're looking for is x here. Everyone that I looked at got the same answer, which is awesome. This can typically get a little confusing, but I'm glad it's making some sense.